So not a lot has changed since the last time that I showed this. That's why there's not been a lot of videos. There's not a lot to show right now from a visual perspective, like, hey, watch this, here, see this. It's all been, well, I'll show you what it's been all about here in just a little bit, but here's the site. So again, not much has changed here. You'll notice things are cleaned up. We have some grow lanes that have been filled in over here. 1.5 left. Have to buy dirt. Buying dirt sucks. The stove pit is filled in. We got the dehumidifiers left. We're going to be selling the big heater, so if you want a big heater, give us a holler. We got a bunch of the little parts. The digester mold we're going to be selling, that's over in that big box. You'll notice all the shelving is gone. We sold all that. We've got to get rid of the shelving racks over there. So yeah. Oh my gosh, look at all the birds. Can you guys see those little specks coming across the screen? That's pretty. Lots of pretty things here on the ranch. So yeah, we got some more things to sell. But we're almost there. I mean, the site's a lot cleaner than what it used to be. And what we have left to do over here is we have to get the lanes filled in. So I got dirt being ordered there. And then we're gonna bring in gravel. And this whole thing's gonna get smoothed out. And you're looking at the place where Hab 2 is gonna be built, the Phoenix. So let's head back up to the house. There's some more stuff to show you on the way up there, and then we'll get inside and we'll talk about what I've been really working on. For those that have been following along for quite some time, you probably noticed that some parts are missing from the pile out there, specifically a bunch of lava rock that goes in the grow beds, all the fish pond liners, and all the grow beds themselves appear to be missing. But that's because we repurposed them. So I took the pond liner and I put the pond liner underneath, and I mean, we had it. You would not normally do this, but put the pond liner all underneath on the ground, and then set the grow beds on top. We put a layer of gravel or lava rock in the bottom of the grow beds, and then we put dirt and manure on top. And then I ran water to everything, and you can see it turned out really, really good. So we've got a whole bunch of veggies, and we've been eating. Mrs. Martian says that we haven't bought fresh vegetables from the store all summer long. So that's awesome. And we have these beds she just replanted. We have, we're getting a lot of acorn squash. And we've had big old zucchini. There's a big one there. And we actually have some watermelons growing here and cantaloupe. So there's a cantaloupe right there. Another one, another one, another one. And then our watermelon. 2, 3 watermelons. We picked one already to see if it was ripe. 4 watermelons. There's another cantaloupe. That's a cabbage. A bed full of potatoes. And corn. So this is where the only really major summer work project that I did this year is putting this whole thing together. We already had the garden here, but we just had a few old raised beds. Now with these in here, with the pond liner in it, they work really, really well. You don't have to use as much water because the pond liner keeps the water down at the bottom where the gravel is at. And then that wicks up through the dirt and everything. So it's way more efficient than just having it go straight into the dirt, because then all the water just goes straight down. So this is working out really, really good. And obviously, proof is in the pudding. We're getting a lot of good stuff out of it. So pretty happy with this project. Let's head inside. Before I forget, you'll notice railroad ties for the walkway. Those were the cross members that went underneath of the vertical towers, the racking where we had all the grow beds. So even those got reused. All right, so now we're back in the house here, and there's a lot of new people on the channel, so welcome everybody. Usually there's a lot more videos, and you will see a lot more videos coming up, but many of those people don't know kind of where I work, so I wanted to show you. Here is my office. My computer there, some YouTube recording. I got VR now for design. You notice back there my work table is a lot cleaner, a lot nicer than what it used to be. I got some really nice views outside here. And then 3D printer, do some prototyping, and I finally organized all of our parts. So I got all organized, and of course plenty of whiteboard space. All right, so I figured probably a sit-down coffee talk would be the best way to handle everything that's going on here at the ranch, at the Martian homestead, if you will. First, I want to say that the patent for the system, which I've been working on for the last 2 years, the patent that is, has been submitted to the U.S. Patent Office. Some of you may not know, you can actually patent systems and processes. It doesn't have to be a physical thing. It can be an actual, like how everything, the right proportions and flow rates and nutrition and all those types of things. It's very much like a medical patent where you're taking physical things and putting them together in different ways. Maybe that's not the world's greatest example, but it's kind of like that. But anyway, you can patent systems and processes. So we have submitted the patent through a patent attorney to the patent office. That is costing a pretty penny. I don't know how people can afford to submit patents really on your own. It's very expensive. We're already up to over $10,000 that we spent on the patent. So pretty serious work that's going into that. And good things are happening there. There's over 119 drawings and figures that go with our patent. So it has taken me a long time to do all the work on the computer and then transfer that over to the patent, of course, back and forth with a patent attorney. And he's doing a great job. But to get to the patent, for those who've been around for a while, you know I've been criticized a lot for my engineering, my design on HAB 1, that I didn't think through everything enough. And some of that was true. I have to own my mistakes. But I did spend a year designing HAB 1. So it wasn't that I didn't think through stuff. It's just I didn't think through everything enough. Well, on HAB 2, we weren't going to make that same mistake. So what I've done is I've fully designed the entire system, in the computer, and then ran simulations on it and made sure it all worked. Really not great material for YouTube. It has taken me months to put that all together, and it's a whole lot of, well, that didn't work. Well, you got to draw this figure, connect this line to this thing, and then type an equation in, and then hit the run button, and well, that didn't work, and then you do it over again. And honestly, it's fully consumed me, so not only is it not good YouTube, but I need to get it all done because we had a deadline to hit in June, which is 2 months ago, almost 3 months ago now. So that's the patent. Hey, how about something really big? I left my job. I'm now working on this full time and not getting paid. Let's see here. No, let's unpack that a little bit more. Yes, I left my job. I am working on this full time. And it's more than full time that I need to be working on. I've been working 16-hour days, thus drinking lots of coffee. Yeah, so I used to work for a subsidiary of the Boeing company and doing unmanned aerial vehicles. I was a program manager for some of their new products, most of their new products, and oversaw new product development. So it was a great job. I was there for almost 10 years, 9 years and 7 months, longest I've ever been anywhere. And it was just time for me to move on and to get into this. And my wife and I spent probably about a week talking and praying, and of course there was Excel spreadsheets regarding budgets, and we got some money from the HAB being collapsed, and my grandmother had also passed away, unfortunately, so we got a little bit of money from that, and we decided that with the money that we had, that we wanted to take a leap of faith. And if you're new, then you probably don't know that I am a Christian. I'm a Christian engineer who believes in science. Remember that. It is possible. So in our faith, I really felt like Jesus was telling me, like, you need to do this and you need to trust. So we took a huge leap of faith and left my job and have been all go no quit on the project here. And you'd think that would make for a lot more time available to do videos, but it actually hasn't. It's actually really allowed me to focus on getting what needs to be done for the project done, and the Phoenix project. So it's been great, but it's also been really scary because I don't know how it's going to work, and we could lose everything. And that's not an exaggeration. We have a certain amount of time, and it really depends on how we spend, but we've set a budget. We're a little over budget right now, but we're hoping to get back in budget, but we can make it into next year and really give this a really solid shot to build Hab 2. So we are completely all in. And what that also means is all the numbers and all the analysis that I've been doing, they continue to work out. Hab 1, if you recall, had a major issue. It was energy. It's all about energy, right? And I knew that going into Hab 1, but I had tunnel vision and I wanted to build it. And that was my mistake. That's my human error there. Hab 2, we've done all the math. We've ran computer simulations on it. It is all working out. We've gone as far as we possibly can in computer and design space. The only thing left to do is to build it. One of the things that my wife and I have spoke about and we have done since I've left work is she is really big into food. She loves to help people with food, share food, have people over and have food, and just really everything food she loves. And she's a great chef. I can attest to that firsthand. Very, very talented. She's also a really good writer, which I am not. Not a good writer at all. And she has a beautiful eye for photography. So if you kind of combine all those things together, you get a food blog. And one of her goals is to have the successful food blog. So while we have this time, she is going after her dream of having a food blog. And not just food blog, but like natural products, stuff from our garden, the ranch to table, farm to table kind of idea. And when Hab 2 gets up and running, she's going to be using stuff out of there as well. And doing natural products like natural soap. And she came up with a great way to wash her hair without having to go buy shampoo. And actually, she said it ends up making her hair more fuller and softer than the shampoo and stuff that's out there. So, and she's using natural products from around the house. And so anyway, she also does inspirational messages and just really well done, I think. I'm very, very proud of her. As her husband, I think she's done a great job. So I wanted to tell you to go to theblossomingtable.com. That's www.theblossomingtable.com. Subscribe, give her feedback, let her know how she's doing, help her out chasing her dreams like you've helped me with mine. It'd be great. If even just 1,000 of you went over there, it would be huge for her. So please go check that out. We're going to do a video together here pretty soon where we go over it and she can tell you more about that. But I wanted to drop that in today's update. Please go check out theblossomingtable.com and let my wife Alicia know that you came over from YouTube, from The Martian, The Real Martian, and that you love what she's doing. I have decided to join Eating Grow Systems full-time as a founder. So we've stopped doing G11 engineering and we've now gone fully into Eating Grow Systems, and I am the Chief Operations and Technology Officer there. My paycheck is a whopping $0 right now, but we've partnered with them. They're in Houston. They were on the path that we were on before we decided to join together, so it's been really great. We've put together, the company's been stood up, and we're now working on funding, so to help pay for the build that we're trying to do this year, actually. So we did a family and friends fundraiser. We raised over $50,000 from family and friends, which was amazing. Really, really quite amazing that we got that much money. It was really impressive. So now we're working on securing our, we call it the bridge round, which is an intermediate step of funding, about $500,000 that we're working on securing so that we can build Hab 2, prove everything works. And it's actually Hab 2, the Phoenix project, is actually what we call our production candidate. It is actually where we think it's at the point where we could turn the switch and go into production with it. But certainly there'll be some things that need to be changed on it, but we believe we're there. So after we get the bridge round, we're also going for a Series A round of about $4.5 million, and we're working to secure all that right now. So if you know anyone that'd be interested in what we're doing, I know I haven't shown you what it is, so there's a leap of faith there, but if you have seen what we've done in the past, I can assure you that every single problem that was in Hab 1 has been solved in Hab 2, and the price point has been reduced, and the design is really, really cool. Speaking of design, I can't show it to you yet. There's certain things with our investors and with the patent office that actually stopped me from releasing all that information to you right now. In the next month or so, those things should all be taken care of, and I'll be able to release those designs out to the public. Because once I put it on YouTube, certain timelines and rules and laws and all these things kick into play. So we have to follow those. You may not be aware of all that. I wasn't aware of all that, but now I am, and it's just the game that has to be played. And since my whole livelihood is based on this right now, we're certainly going to be following those rules, so I hope you understand that. But it is going to be cool when you see it, and we are going to video the build and everything that's going together, hopefully later this year. So, I got my list here, stuff to go over. Okay, so I have spent the last, months. I mean, ever since I left, basically, I've been flying back and forth to Houston quite a few times. Meeting with investors, potential customers. We already have a few potential customers for Hab 2 that are being lined up, so we're really excited about that. But the design work has taken me a long time. So I contacted SolidWorks and got their enterprise startup, their entrepreneur startup package. I've been using SolidWorks prior to that, and I'm so happy I have it. It has been great. It has been a pain in my butt as well because it just doesn't do what I tell it to do. But every detail that I could possibly design has been designed in there, with the exception of electrical wiring and circuit breakers. Those are the only things I do not have modeled. So we've put every single aspect of Hab 2 into the computer, and have spent a lot of time using this guy here, VR. This is my Oculus, and actually have walked through the entire system, and it's been phenomenal to use VR and SolidWorks together through another program that actually allows me to walk through the entire system, and it's resulted in change. Being able to actually be inside of the thing that you designed, first of all, is wickedly cool. Like, hey, I just designed this, and now let me go into it, and it's like, whoa, we have to build this thing. This is so cool. So I'm really excited about that. But VR has actually helped me find errors, mistakes, misalignments, human factor issues like reach, height, depth, how wide walkways are, all those types of things. VR has really been very helpful in that. And now we have everything all designed. In fact, I need a prop here. The last thing I can really talk about today is this. This is the design package that is going out to suppliers. It's a few hundred pages. It has all the drawings and everything in it. Drawings take forever to put together out of the model, but this package here is about 3/4 of an inch thick. has gone out to suppliers nationwide. So we're not doinking around anymore. We're not buying other people's stuff and just trying to shove it together. We've actually designed everything that needs to be designed. We do have commercial off-the-shelf or COTS parts that we're buying, but the majority of HAB 2 to solve all the problems is all custom. What that means is that we have created the most efficient way to grow and produce energy that we know of out there. And I've done enough analysis where I can stand on that pretty firmly. If you compare us to like a farm in a box, or known as a fib, for multiple reasons, but farm in a box being one of them, you can figure out the rest, but their energy requirements are through the roof. And if you can compare what HAB 2 is forecasted to do against them, HAB 2 is about 276% more efficient than a fib. And if you compare us to a greenhouse, we're about 147% more efficient than a greenhouse. So it's pretty impressive. And again, you don't know what it looks like, so you have no idea right now. But the reveal will be cool when you do get to see it. So next week, actually, I'll be traveling to suppliers. I'll be going to 5 suppliers next week, actually. No, 4. 4 suppliers next week. I've already met with one down in Houston, and we'll be going over this package and making sure they understand everything. They'll be giving me quotes, and then we're going to start pulling the trigger on actually procuring the parts. And that's when this thing's going to start to become a lot more visually exciting, because we'll start having parts come up the driveway. Now, it is September, and the snow will start to be here in November. So our deadline is November 17th. That's what we're working up against. And I'm about 4 weeks behind where I need to be because it took me forever to put this package together. This is all the design, everything that they need to go build parts. So we are kind of our backs up against the wall. We are definitely at risk of not being able to build this year because of snow. And the real issue with snow is not going to be the site, because I can always clear it off, and it's going to have gravel on it, and we can set the stuff down on top of gravel on it. That's not going to be a problem. The problem is shipping and getting everything physically here because of our driveway. That's going to be the major challenge. We don't want to break these parts that we just spent because we get stuck in a snowbank, or the trailer slides off, or the trucks can't make it up here. And that would be the real thing. Is some of this stuff is going to have to come on flatbed trucks. So we got to get that all figured out. So next week I'll be with suppliers, and hopefully we can pull the trigger the week after next. I intend to hope to give you some status updates as we go, and then of course you'll get the reveal once we get through the patent stuff and the legal aspects of our investors and everything, and make sure everything's okay there to release the designs publicly. So really excited about that, because I think you guys are going to be, it's going to be cool. It's going to be, you're going to like it. I can assure you you'll like it. There are going to be people who don't like it, because there's just people like that. But I think everybody on this channel, if you subscribe, you're going to like what you see. So that's the update. Sorry for the blah, 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 but wanted to get you all caught up on everything going on. I have to get to work today because I'm adding more and more details to the SolidWorks model so that I can create a full bill of materials all the way down to the nut, bolt, and washer level, which if you've ever done design, you know that it's tedious and takes a very long time, and when your models start getting that big, they take forever to work. So you put your headphones on, you put a movie in, you have SolidWorks on this screen and a movie on this screen, and you sit there and you make like one change in SolidWorks, and then you hit change, and then you wait for 20 minutes while it goes through and recalculates everything, and you watch the movie. And then you surf the web while you watch the movie, and you try to find the other parts that you still can't find because nobody makes a DC water heater. Anyway, that's my life. So there's your update. Hope you enjoyed it. I'm really, really thankful for everybody for sticking it out with us. There is going to be a lot more stuff coming on The Real Martian. It will be here. You will get to see some cool stuff, and you will get to be a part of how the HAB to the Phoenix, how it all comes together. Just got some things we got to work through first so we can release it, and then you get to start seeing it and commenting on it and providing your inputs. And maybe some of you want to buy one. We're really targeting the. In case you're wondering, we're the Hab 2 price points, and what we're trying to go after are people who either want to be like totally off grid, because Hab 2 is fully self-sustaining, provides enough food for 2 people every day at 2,000 calories per day, produces all of its own energy, recycles all of its waste, has 3 sources of power on it: wind, solar, biodigester. And so you can be totally off grid with it, and we've created a version of it that's actually a living version, where as in you can live in it. It has a bathroom, a full kitchen, full-size kitchen, 2 bedrooms, a washer and dryer, and a little couch in it. It's like a kind of a small 2-bedroom apartment, if you will. But it connects right into everything else with Hab 2. Hab 2 looks nothing like Hab 1, by the way. Nothing at all. So anyway, we want to go after those off-grid livers. Also, commercial operations. People probably in the Southwest to start with, where land is garbage. We actually found a plot of land in West Texas for like 20 acres for like $5,000, and on 20 acres we could make like $5, $6, $8 million just selling produce to El Paso, Tucson, Albuquerque, all right off of I-10, within 100 miles. So we want to target those folks, small families that want to be farmers, grow food, kind of live that natural lifestyle, but have a little easier than today's farmers, like 75% less labor. That's what we're forecasting. So those are the folks that we want to go after. A normal everyday Joe living in the city would not buy a Hab unless you had a chunk of land somewhere that you wanted to put it on. We also think we could help with some of the homeless crisis, give people jobs, things to do, a place to live. So we really are excited to bring it to market. It's going to be cool. So there's a lot more stuff going on with that. We'll tell you more about it. In the meantime, I think I'm going to sign off here. Thanks again for following along. Really appreciate it. I'm Facebook, Twitter, Patreon is there. Definitely plugging Patreon these days since I have no paycheck and we're doing this full time. But and of course you'll see me on YouTube. That's it for today though. So everyone, this is The Real Martian. Out.